good, and we're back at it. So when you're set.
But tell me a little bit about how do you see clean energy benefiting Pennsylvanians?
Well, for one thing, it's going to be a major factor in keeping family farms operating in the state of Pennsylvania. One of the reasons that I am continuing to advocate for this is that it is already making our farm here more sustainable for my children, because when I slip and proceed, my children love this place, and keeping the maintenance of it on a sustainable basis is very important, and it's even more important for families that really are totally dependent on farming for their livelihoods. And solar power really helps to bring down the maintenance costs of farming, and hence keeps more people in agriculture, which really has all sorts of other benefits as the growth of local consumption as a sustainable benefit for everybody has really continued to grow, especially here in Bucks County. And so that is one, but overall Pennsylvania has just as much of a stake as every other citizen and state in the country in freeing us from dependence on Middle East oil. And so there are all sorts of benefits. Obviously the local, if we're not burning oil and fossil fuels in Pennsylvania, then that benefits all Pennsylvanians.
How are Pennsylvanians who have connections to the fossil fuel industry, to energy? Pennsylvania is a place that has a lot of energy roots, whether it's in fossil or otherwise. A long history in energy, longer than most any other state in the country. So how do you see clean energy transitioning in Pennsylvania?
Well, I am so excited and strongly in support of the way the government of Pennsylvania, governors and the legislature have supported, encouraged, and defended fracking, for instance, because that is one of the most important things in enabling us to become free of dependence on Persian Gulf and other sources of energy. So there is absolutely no conflict of interest between the Pennsylvania fossil fuel industry and environmentalism and certainly the national security implications. If it weren't for the strong support and the great success of fracking, the natural gas that comes from it, the tight oil and so forth, we would not be within sight of total independence as we are now. It's people that are dependent on companies that are dependent like Saudi Aramco on Persian Gulf oil. There is a conflict, definitely.
How do you feel about, let me rephrase that. Is renewable energy an industry you would want to see your kids and grandkids?
Yes, very much so. I'm particularly focused on solar because it does not have some of the drawbacks of other alternative energy sources. It is very environmentally friendly, and it is does not create any problems with birds or flora or fauna in any way. and it's very cost effective. So that's really my focus. But frankly, I think we've got to get back into modern nuclear sources as well, because nuclear is as clean as solar and has a much larger potential to provide infrastructure level, grid level energy. And there are now totally environmentally safe technologies in nuclear power that we should be pursuing.
And last question, can you tell me why conservative Pennsylvanians should care about clean energy?
Well, first of all, it upsets me as a lifelong Republican that the Democrats have tried to usurp the environmental mantle that Teddy Roosevelt and Republicans in the 20th century. It is the Republicans that really passed the real effective national parks and the environmentally powerful legislation, and so the Republicans. This is a Republican issue. I mean, it's conserving our fabulous geography and resources and the beauty of this country is what conservatives should be all about, conserving. So I think that the Republican thinking conservatives should get back into the leadership of the environmental movement, in my judgment.
Thank you.
Great. When I get the microphone off, sir.